What's good, guys? It's your boy Mike Davis, aka Entre Mike, here on the Log Rock channel, where we're going over how to find the right dispatcher, what you need to look out for. So, if you like content like this, make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more. Yeah, so you got your boy Mike and Mike actually. So, Mike and Michael at Dispatch Experts. How you doing today, Mike?
Good, good. Thanks for having me, Mike.
Yes, sir. So we're going over freight dispatching in 2025. Do you want to let the audience know a little bit more about you and like what got you into the industry?
For sure, for sure. My name is Michael. I'm the founder at Dispatch Experts. I started in the industry about 10 years ago, just as a solo dispatcher. In 2018, me and my two partners, we started Dispatch Experts, opened our doors, and we've been around ever since.
Nice. So we know the industry has kind of been on a downtrend for probably the past, feels like almost 2.5 years, maybe the end of 2023 or beginning of 2023. What has made dispatch experts different, would you say, as far as being the go-to dispatcher for a new entrant or an existing business?
I think the biggest advantage that we have is our experience and our staff.
Okay.
Because most of the dispatchers they have extensive experience in working with new authorities, and just like you said, we've been around when this whole thing started.
Yeah.
We started seeing all those changes, all the brokers stopping to work with brand new MCs, and we're still here. We're still helping every month new MCs just get out there, and it is tough either way, right?
Yeah,
Don't get
for
me
sure.
wrong. You know this, Mike. There's no one-stop solution that's just gonna make everybody want to work. It's just about experience. It's the ability to not leave a rock unturned.
Oh yeah, man. Bridging the gap with education. That's exactly what I do on my channel. That's what we intend to do here on the truck insurance channel moving forward as well. But that's kind of what makes us different at Log Rock. We always want to say we make trucking insurance easy. Why? Because we are probably the fastest. And we have experts in trucking. We know guys who know trucking. So let's get into another good question. What do you think the biggest misconception new ventures have on dispatch companies, let's say like expectations with booking loads with a new authority? Like, what are you usually seeing, working with new
I
ventures
think
now?
there are two main misconceptions when it comes to working with dispatching services. First one is thinking that the dispatching service is just going to solve every single issue you're having out there in the market,
Yeah.
which it isn't. If there's a demand issue, if there's no capacity around you, you can have the world's greatest dispatcher, but they can't make loads appear out of thin airs,
For sure.
right? Uh, that's the main one. And the second one is a lot of people come in thinking that the dispatchers are going to run their business for them.
Yeah.
Dispatchers are there to just provide expertise, provide advice, find loads, and provide you with options. But whoever comes in, it's their business. They need to be able to make the decisions. They need to know the market to be able to make those decisions.
That's a good answer, man. Because what guys who get a dispatcher, and I was one of them back in 2020, man. I just kind of came in blind, didn't do enough research on how to book a load. I didn't even know what the most popular load board was, right? At the time, I just kind of came in, got a phone call in my first 21 days. They said, hey, I can dispatch a truck and I can make you 4 to 5 grand a week. How do you feel about dispatchers with that tactic? Would you promise a new venture a certain amount? Or would you say it varies per like based on the carrier, the market?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not, Mike. Right now, anybody who comes in the industry, and I'll say this, if anybody guarantees a weekly amount, that means they're a shipper or they're a broker with a dedicated lane. But a dispatcher cannot. Depending on where you are in the country or where you're going to drive, your driving preferences, you're going to find yourself in a position, again, 20 posted loads, none of them want to work with you. Dispatcher can't do anything about this. Dispatcher can know how to maintain those relationships, maintain your relationships with like TQL, maintain your relationship with CH Robinson, but there's a very small pool of loads that you're picking from, and everybody's picking from these loads. So
Yes.
definitely no guarantees. That is first 3 months, no guarantees.
Now, how important is it for like let me talk ask you this question. How fast do you think dispatch experts is? Like, because I know speed, I know quality matters, right? As far as like where you're booking your lanes and where you're putting the truck. But Are your dispatchers pretty fast and accurate on the load board? Do you have any, you don't have to give me any secrets, right? But do you guys have any technology that's making you guys able to be the first person to call on the load?
There's no technology that does it, but aside from everybody else, what we have is we don't overload our dispatchers. There's a maximum amount of
Ah,
lanes that they're allowed to check at the same time.
okay.
And speed is essential, like you said, especially DAT. And I know you talked about it. DAT, everything good is gone within the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But as important as it is for the dispatcher to be right there when a load gets posted, call the broker, get it done. But dispatcher has to call the carrier and get an approval before booking.
What about overhead, right? How, from the new entrants now, are you seeing that they're doing a good job keeping their overhead down? And then to go deeper into that question, what is your guys' price? Are you guys a flat rate fee? Or are you percentage based?
We are a percentage based, and the percentage that we charge actually varies from the driving preferences to the age of the MC. And
Okay.
it all depends on how much time is it going to take the dispatcher to actually service a client, rather than just have a flat fee, because that doesn't make sense. For some people, it's going to be a lot. For some, it's going to be a little. Right. But in terms of overhead for carriers, and a lot of people are coming in with rental equipment. I know everyone has very, very high overhead,
Yes.
especially with the rates. Like I know, like you said, in 2023, wherever you look, everybody's like nothing less than $2 a mile, nothing less than $2 a mile.
Oh yeah.
You look at like box trucks right now, those numbers don't exist anymore, right?
Yeah.
They're a lot lower than that, and that's why it's a lot tougher to stay out there, to stay afloat as a new MC, and to pass those milestones that I'm sure we're going to cover. What's important to pass before it's sort of like smooth sailing after that.
So what's your appetite, right? Are you, if I'm a box truck, do I need to be 26 feet, lift, lift gate, pallet jack, dock height? If I don't have a lift gate, will I get rejected? If I'm a hot shot, do I have to be 40 feet? Like, what's your appetite for LTL carriers? And I'm pretty sure truckload it probably be pretty open.
It's the same. So we work with box trucks. We work with hotshot. With box trucks, we don't work with anything that's less than 22 feet. Having a lift gate, having a pallet jack is always an advantage. And same with hot shots. Anything below 30 feet, we don't work with hot shots. Having accessories, and you've done this before. You know how important to have the chains, the tarps, the straps. You have to have those because
Oh
a
yeah.
lot big percentage of loads is going to ask for it. But we don't work with cargo vans. Everything else, we're good to go with, as I
All
said.
right. So you got your straight trucks, your hot shots. Of course, you'll take any truckload carrier, flatbed, reefer, drive in, and power only. Would you take a power only carrier?
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right,
yeah.
just making sure. Just
Actually,
making
that's
sure.
what I started with. When I was dispatching just by myself, I used to work with power onlys.
Nice. Okay. Okay. How do you feel about the guys who take the empty trailers and just drag them around for 2 weeks before they got to drop them off? Is that pretty
The
power?
loadout
um,
trailers, loadout
Loadout
trailers.
trailers.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, they're called loadout trailers. I like them. I like
You
them.
like them?
Especially, I had a few people that actually came into the industry. They weren't sure what they would get. Like they didn't know if they should get like a reefer trailer, a drive-in trailer. And it's
Yeah.
good. Like you do the research. Everybody gives you national averages, which means nothing, because
Yeah.
national average means nothing for where you are. What matters is where you are, which part of the state you are. Like it's the market's different too if you're in Dallas or versus when you're in Corpus Christi. You know what I mean? It's just it's you're dealing with different markets, right? But with loadout trailers, they had the power unit, so they got to experience to see how is it to operate a reefer trailer. It's not just that everybody sees the higher rates, but how do you operate it? You have to keep it continuously. How much gas do you spend when you have your reefer running continuously, and all of that. But yeah, for sure, I'm okay with loadout trailers, drop-in hooks.
Nice. That's good to know, man. I can also tell by just talking to you, you're a dispatcher that knows what you're talking about. You're not reading off a
Yeah,
screen. You're not, this video
no,
wasn't scripted with certain questions. I did that to
no.
kind of test your knowledge. So how about this, Mike? Where can we find you on social media? And I guess I can throw your website on the screen.
Yeah, yeah. Our website is there. We do have YouTube, and TikTok accounts. I'll send you
Okay.
the links, and you can put it under the video.
All right, man. Well, as always, guys, if you guys need a dispatcher, check out Dispatch Experts. If you guys need a truck insurance quote, right, you're on the truck insurance channel. Make sure you check out that link in the description. Drop a comment down on what you want to see next, and we'll see you on the next video. Peace.
Thanks, Mike.